Hey guys, what's up? Revenant Wings here. Today's discussion video was inspired by Tumblr user Someone Who Was There, and I'll put a link to their blog in the description box below. Anyways, an anon sent them a message that went on the lines like this. If Sasuke wasn't saved, he would have killed 5 Kages and isolated himself in darkness forever. He wanted to use force to become the leader by killing the other leaders, and all the other shinobi would have no other choice but to follow him. In the Naruto world, shouldering burdens alone ends in failure, as Itachi told Naruto. Now, for me personally, I find the response to this to be somewhat agreeable, if not at least somewhat debatable, and it goes like this. Sasuke's desire to change the system resulted from the fact that he had to suffer through the ignorance of the shinobi system, and therefore wanted this to never happen again, because he knows how painful and destructive the burden of hatred is. Now, let's look at this objectively, shall we? You have a clan that's widely regarded as the most prestigious, especially with a Sharingan, and is somehow systematically and actively oppressed by the village because they are feared for their, shall I say, possibility of being traitors. This fear of minority groups is relevant in today's real-world society. We could conclude that the Uchihas are strongly feared because of how prestigious their clan is, but does that not explain why they had to be segregated from the rest of the village? Having a strong and important political figure, the Hokage, who actively encouraged the oppression because of Madara's actions, the actions of one person, the entire clan had to be persecuted. So is it really any wonder that the Uchiha decided to rebel, especially Sasuke? Itachi seemed fairly convinced that the planned coup d'etat would have been extremely bloody and violent. Now, Itachi isn't really the most reliable narrator himself, and we couldn't find out how the entire ordeal would have ended, because each and every single Uchiha was massacred before any coup d'etat could happen. This is the genocide of an entire clan. And what did the village do? They swept it under the rug. Even when the manga ended, nobody mentioned the Uchiha massacre ever again. Instead, it was handled in some sort of Shakespearean plot device. The whole outcome implies that the village saw the massacre as something so insignificant that they couldn't be bothered to even remember it. Fast forward to when Itachi reminded Sasuke that he needs to be stronger. No one bothered to stop Sasuke from fighting against Itachi. Even after that, no one bothered to help him when he was surely traumatized from the effects of Itachi's violence, and depressed about losing to Itachi yet again. Can you imagine how awful Sasuke must have felt to think someone like Orochimaru was the only one who would give him ample support to further his own goals? And don't even get me started on the serious victim blaming that was going on. When Sasuke was losing it emotionally, all anyone ever said was something in the lines of, "You're being unreasonable. You have no right to be angry. Stop it." Naruto and Sakura are excused because they were 12 and didn't know any better. Kakashi and Jiraiya are a completely different story. Moving forward, Naruto and Kakashi discovered the truth of the Uchiha massacre. They should have taken action against the elders who propagated the massacre as something justified. But what did they do? They both refused to lift a finger to help Sasuke during what they both acknowledged was a dark and difficult time for him. And the best part? They couldn't be bothered to tell Sakura, Sasuke's other ex-teammate, anything about this. Now, Sasuke's intentions aren't inherently evil. Notice how I say intentions and not actions. Sasuke had a serious problem with the current system because it really screwed him over in the following ways. Number 1, the system allowed to actively and systematically oppress his entire family based on the actions of a few. Number 2, committing genocide against his entire family, killing off everyone whether they posed a legitimate threat or not, on the basis of the family's potential reaction. Now keep in mind that no coup had actually happened yet, to the oppression described above. Number 3, manipulating the one person with everyone's best interest at heart, forcing Itachi by a third party to choose between his village and his family, just to turn him into a scapegoat for the entire incident. Number 4, refusing to provide Sasuke himself with any emotional support or possibly even financial support after his family was killed. Number 5. Refusing to do anything while Sasuke was pursued by criminals. And number 6. Blaming him for feeling the way he does. Sasuke has stated several times that his problem lies with the system as a whole, not with specific people. What he wants is to tear down the old system and build one that ensures that what happened to him doesn't happen to anyone ever again. Ever. By this logic, we can see Sasuke has come a long way since the Kage Summit arc, where he blindly lashed out at Danzo and the Kages, which was frankly not a good idea, which wouldn't have changed anything. If Sasuke succeeded in killing the 5 Kages, then they would be replaced by people appointed by the village respective councils. More importantly, Sasuke's goal is to change the system. Now, this goal in some ways was similar to Hashirama's. Hashirama and Sasuke are the same in the sense that they both saw at least one flaw within the old system. They were personally hurt by this old system, and their ultimate goal was reform. Hashirama called it building a village. Sasuke called it a revolution. And yes, Sasuke is going about this entirely the wrong way. He's essentially trying to play a game of politics with brute violence. He believes to create a better system, he has to violently tear down the old one. Logically speaking, Sasuke has no clue about the finer details. He thinks power and strength is all you need. Actually, Kakashi, Naruto, and Sakura, as well as Sasuke, wanted the same thing, but their methods did clash to achieving change. Kishimoto trivialized it to, Sasuke is crazy, let's beat some sense into him with the power of friendship. Once again, they didn't take time to listen to him to understand where he's coming from. Naruto is basically the hero, Sasuke the damsel in distress that needs to be saved, but for the most part of the series, Sasuke didn't even want to be saved, and after he talked to Itachi, he truly didn't need to be saved anymore. However, he didn't completely submit to Naruto's philosophy since he insisted that there was something wrong with the Shinobi system. They made him out to be crazy. They claimed he was trapped in darkness, and Naruto was the only one who could show him the light. Now, Naruto is a child of prophecy, and thus, everything he does is good within the context of the story. That basically strips the notion of Sasuke being an individual who is fully capable of thinking for himself and making his own decisions. It puts Naruto and Konoha in a position of moral superiority over Sasuke, making both inherently unequal. End result, Sasuke was officially fucked by the Shinobi system. The end. Now, if you agree with this, that would be fine, because I personally do, but if you feel that this is completely wrong, I would like to hear your thoughts on this, because it's a pretty interesting topic that I just happened to find, and I feel it's really worthy of discussion. Do you feel that Sasuke was screwed over by the system, or do you honestly think that most of Sasuke's actions were of wrong field? Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Now remember, if you have any discussions that are worth talking about, please put them in the comment section below, and start with the words red, and I'll get to you on that. And chances are, if it's that interesting, I could actually make another video off of it and speak my thoughts about it. And that's it. So, until next time guys, stay classy.